You're doing everything right, or at least you think you are. But here's the truth. Most guys sabotage themselves without even knowing it. What if I told you there's a way to make any woman chase you, whether she's into you right now or not? Hey, let's face it, chasing women never works. The more you push, the more they pull away. But there's a better way, one that flips the script entirely and gets her to see you as the prize. Stick around because today, I'm breaking down the exact psychology behind why women pursue men who aren't chasing them, and how you can make this work in your life starting right now. You probably think that getting her attention is all about doing more, sending more texts, planning elaborate gestures, or making your intentions crystal clear. But here's the twist. The harder you try, the less she feels compelled to care. It's frustrating, isn't it? You're putting in all this effort, yet her interest only seems to drift further away. There's a hidden reason for this, and it's deeply wired into human psychology. If you don't understand how this works, you'll keep pushing her away without even realizing it. But there's a way to reverse everything, and when you do, she'll go from barely noticing you to not being able to stop thinking about you. Let's start by flipping your perspective entirely. Women aren't attracted to what's given too easily. It's not because they're playing games or trying to be difficult. It's just how attraction works. When something feels too accessible, it loses its appeal. This is why being overly available or showing too much interest backfires so often. Imagine for a second that you had everything you ever wanted handed to you on a silver platter. No challenge, no effort. Pretty soon, even the most exciting things would start to feel boring. That's exactly what happens when a woman doesn't have to work for your attention. If you want her to chase you, you need to become someone she feels excited about earning. Here's where most guys trip up. They believe they can talk their way into a woman's heart. They think, if I just explain how much I like her, she'll see how serious I am. But feelings don't work on logic. Attraction isn't built on explanations or confessions. It's fueled by emotions, curiosity, and desire. So instead of trying to tell her how you feel, you need to show her something more compelling. That you're not a man who chases, but a man who inspires others to chase him. Women don't just want a nice guy. They want a man who knows his worth and stands firm in it, regardless of her reaction. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I actually pull this off? This isn't about playing tricks or manipulating her emotions. It's about understanding a deeper truth. You have to focus on yourself first. Sounds simple, right? But most people completely overlook how powerful this is. Women are drawn to men who are self-assured, who have their own purpose, and aren't desperate to make someone else their entire world. When you stop prioritizing her approval and start prioritizing your own life, you naturally exude an energy that's magnetic. It's not about ignoring her or acting cold. It's about genuinely being so focused on your own growth that she can't help but take notice. And that's just the beginning. The real power in getting her to chase you lies in this one simple idea. You need to create space, both physically and emotionally. And I'm not talking about ghosting or pretending you don't care. I mean, giving her enough room to wonder about you, room to feel like she hasn't completely figured you out. When she's unsure of your every move, that's when she starts investing her attention. The key here is scarcity. When something seems rare, it automatically becomes more valuable. Think of it like a limited edition product that everyone fights to get. If you make yourself too available, she knows she can have you whenever she wants. But when you allow space, even when it's subtle, whether it's through taking time to respond or planning your time carefully, her interest spikes. Suddenly, you're a little bit of a mystery to her. And mystery is powerful. Now, you might be wondering if playing this game of distance is really all it's cracked up to be. The truth is, this is less about playing games and more about being confident enough in yourself that you don't feel the need to cling. And let's be real. Most guys get this wrong. They think the way to win her over is to be the man who's constantly around, always making sure she knows they exist. But that desperation is easy to spot. A woman will notice if you're constantly trying to prove you're worth her time. And let's face it, people never value what they don't work for. If she doesn't have to invest any emotional effort to get you, she won't value your presence the way she should. Instead, the key is to show her that you're valuable without needing her validation every minute of the day. This creates a cycle in which she's drawn to chase you to earn your attention. Here's a powerful mindset shift. Always assume that you're the prize. Not in a narcissistic, egotistical way, but in a grounded and confident way. When you begin seeing yourself as a high-value man, the way you carry yourself shifts dramatically. This radiates self-assurance, and it becomes magnetic. You're no longer chasing after validation, because you know you bring something valuable to the table, and it's that inner confidence that makes women sit up and take notice. The next time you're talking to her or engaging in a conversation, ask yourself this simple question. How would someone who is already the prize behave right now? You've probably seen it before. A guy who effortlessly draws women's attention without even trying. He doesn't have to be the most charming. He doesn't have to drop money on her to impress her. And he definitely doesn't have to beg for her approval. His confidence comes from knowing his worth, which is something that, sadly, a lot of guys don't have yet. And it's not about fake it till you make it. This is about owning the fact that you are worthy of attraction, simply for being who you are. If you truly believe in your value, it won't be an act. It will be your truth. Here's the part that a lot of men get wrong in their pursuit of women. The key isn't to show her how much you care or to try and win her over with romantic gestures. The secret lies in not showing all of your cards. Think about it. If you tell someone all your secrets up front, there's no mystery left to uncover. The same applies to attraction. Instead of dumping everything on her in one go, every personal story, every emotional detail, hold back a little. Not in a manipulative way, but in a way that keeps her curious, keeps her wanting more. Being too open can turn off that natural desire for more connection. You want her to wonder what you're like when you're not around, what secrets you might be holding back. When you create curiosity, she does the work of wanting to find out. That's when she'll start actively chasing you. Now, this is where the magic happens. Once you start creating this space and displaying confidence, you'll begin to notice shifts in her behavior. When a woman begins to sense that you're not constantly available for her, her interest increases dramatically. The human mind craves what it can't always have. And there's a psychological principle at play here that is often underestimated. People naturally value what is less accessible. This works on an emotional level, and for her, it creates a sense of desire that can't be replicated by anything you say or do directly. She doesn't need constant attention, but when you pull away just enough, she feels like she has to keep her connection with you active. At this stage, you'll realize something very important. The less effort you put into chasing her, the more likely it is she'll chase you. This may sound counterintuitive, but it's exactly how attraction is wired. It's all about the energy you put out. Women don't like feeling like they're being hunted down. If you constantly reach out, text her too frequently, or try to remind her of your worth, you actually push her further away. Instead, when you let go of any need for her approval, that is when she starts thinking, wait, why isn't he paying as much attention to me? What's going on? This curiosity is like a flickering flame that begins to burn brighter. It starts with questions, thoughts, and finally, action on her part. She may initially try to test the waters by subtly reaching out to you, or perhaps checking in to see if you'll still engage. In those moments, the most important thing is to remain steady in your confidence. Do not react like someone who's desperate for her attention. If you do, you're only confirming what she might already assume, that you are no different than the others, someone just looking to chase her validation. Instead, be present enough to keep her intrigued, but not available enough for her to assume she has control over the situation. As a part of this process, maintaining control of your emotional state is crucial. Too many men get wrapped up in the highs and lows of dating or attraction. They get caught up in feelings of frustration or even jealousy when a woman pulls away. But this response is the exact opposite of what will make her chase you. If you react emotionally, whether by becoming upset, angry, or insecure, you immediately place her in a position of power. And that's the last thing you want. She needs to see that your emotional state is steady, calm, and that your life is complete without the need for her validation. Confidence, my friend, is one of the most attractive qualities you can possess, and it comes from within, not from how much attention she's giving you. Take note of your boundaries as well. If she sees that you have them and that you're not afraid to uphold them, she will start to respect you. Respect and attraction go hand in hand. Be clear on what you will and will not tolerate, and stick to those boundaries. She may push the limits at first, just to see what she can get away with. But when you remain firm, without coming off as defensive or angry, you show her that you know your value and expect her to respect it. And this respect isn't just something that happens instantly. It's something that grows gradually. You'll find that as your boundaries are established and your energy remains steady, she starts to feel that magnetism pulling her in. The space you've created, combined with the self-worth you project, causes her to naturally want to bridge that gap. She will likely invest more effort into getting closer to you because, for the first time, she feels challenged. Not in an aggressive way, but in a way that sparks desire. When she starts actively seeking your presence, that's when the real change happens. At this point, you've created a dynamic in which the power's in your hands, but you're not holding it like a strict ruler. You've simply demonstrated that you're not desperate for her attention and that your life has meaning whether or not she's involved. This subtle yet powerful shift changes the energy entirely. It is not about ignoring her entirely, it's about strategically pulling away just enough so that her curiosity remains piqued and her desire grows. And when that happens, you'll notice the type of attention you get starts to shift drastically. Now, it's no longer you pushing for her interest. It's her making a conscious effort to seek yours. Here's a truth that will help you understand her mindset better. The more you show a woman that you're not chasing her, the more she starts to feel the need to earn your attention. Women, like anyone else, enjoy a challenge. But this isn't about playing hard to get in an immature way. It's simply about not surrendering yourself fully, right off the bat. You give her a challenge by simply not being available 24/7, by living your own life and enjoying things that don't revolve around her. This makes you both unique and unpredictable, a winning combination that stirs something within her. She'll start to wonder what you're doing when you're not with her, or why you didn't respond as quickly as she anticipated. And that mystery becomes the pull that gets her to chase you. It's essential to keep your composure as this begins to unfold. Remember, nothing is more attractive than a man who isn't emotionally affected by the things he can't control. By this stage, your calm presence sends a signal to her that you're worth chasing. Women find themselves drawn to men who are focused on their goals, passionate about what they do, and ultimately, the type of man they feel they need to measure up to. And this attraction doesn't simply happen overnight. It builds as she starts to work harder to catch your attention. This means if she hasn't fallen for you yet, there's still a good chance that the more you stay true to your value, the more she'll begin feeling the need to earn your affection. The most important thing throughout this whole process is consistency. Consistency in your actions, consistency in your approach to your own life, and consistency in how you treat her. Don't let small moments of insecurity push you back into old habits, like trying to win her approval. Stay steady, and don't settle for anything less than the dynamic you've created. In fact, if she's not investing the same amount of energy into the relationship as you are, don't be afraid to walk away. The moment she feels like you are fully invested, without her doing much to earn it, is when the attraction fades. So never forget, by creating this subtle distance, by never sacrificing your value, you make her come to you instead of running after her yourself. It's not about being an expert or playing manipulation games. It's about understanding the psychology of attraction and applying it in the simplest, most honest way possible. This isn't some complex trick. When you focus on your own life, add a little mystery and remain steady in your emotional self-control. You will instantly see her switch gears and start chasing you. This shift in attention isn't just about manipulation. It's about creating a healthy and balanced dynamic that naturally sparks attraction. The less you need her, the more she'll want you. And that, my friend, is how you make any woman chase you. Want more tips like these? Make sure to subscribe or check out this next video. It's exactly what you need.